was a time when I spent 20 years in corporate when, on paper, I looked very successful. I had the title, the salary, the career, the awards and the achievements, the top, Forbes top 100 clients. But, deep inside, I was frozen. I felt overwhelmed and very, very weary. I was stuck in a cycle of doing more and more and more and the more I did, I was trying to break free, but the more anxious, the more overwhelmed, and the more stuck I felt. Nothing shifted. And the harder I pushed, the more disconnected I became from myself. And then there was this voice, this inner critic, this inner voice constantly at me. You're not good enough, you're lazy, you're not motivated enough, you're a failure, all that critical, negative self-talk was on overdrive. And what I didn't know at the time was that stuckness is not about laziness. It's not to do with motivation or lack of drive. It is a nervous system response. It is a freeze response, which is a survival state. And when we're in that state, the energy locks up and doesn't flow. Overwhelm is just its surface expression. And I share this with you now because change is not about fixing ourselves. Healing is not about fixing ourselves. It's not another thing to do. It is about remembering who we are. And I want you to know you don't always need to leave your job, to start anew or leave your role in order to find freedom. For me, that was my path, but for many, the real shift comes from within. And the shift comes from reconnecting within. It comes from coming back into resonance with the heart and the body and the nervous system. It comes to recalibrating and realigning the head brain, the heart brain, and the gut brain. When we melt the freeze response, that is when the external world shifts in response. And sometimes I wish I had the tools that I have now back then. The awareness, the practices, and the energy work. But perhaps that was my journey. And that was for me to experience and to walk through it so that I can now hold space for others who are walking through it. If you're feeling weary, overwhelmed, or stuck, or if you feel like you're just caught in this endless loop, this cycle, and then you're not moving forward, maybe this is your invitation to pause, to reconnect, and to remember. And if this resonates with you, my DMs are always open, so please feel free to drop me a DM and see how I can support you moving forward. You are just one breath away from your center. Remember that. So much love. My heart to yours.